University, where she is studying to pursue a career in medicine. Please welcome 2020 alumni Rhea.
Dear QLS Class of 2021. Whoa, so this is what a real graduation looks like. Truth be told, this is the first graduation that I've ever attended, and so I'm really thankful to be invited here today to speak to you as your alumni speaker. As many of you probably know, I'm Rhea Mitr, the QLS Class of 2020 Valedictorian and current student at Stanford University. Now, from what I understand from high school commencement speeches, and disclaimer, this is entirely informed by amateur YouTube videos, I'm supposed to share some words of advice, some golden nuggets of wisdom that I've gained since leaving these yellow painted walls of QLS, which was my second home for 8 years. But I decided that instead of just talking about my own experiences after QLS, I wanted to frame these lessons in terms of something that we can all relate to. The elephant in the room. Or I guess in this case, the soccer field. The COVID-19 pandemic has thrown a wrench in all of our carefully constructed plans. And I'm sure we were all deprived of many of the hallmark experiences of your senior year of high school and our first year of college. But although it's hard to know it at the time, we can extract so many valuable lessons from this experience. The COVID-19 pandemic thrust us all into the new and unfamiliar world of virtual learning, Zoom High School and Zoom University. But even as breakout rooms and muted microphones became the new norm, you found ways to connect with each other and translate your learning into this virtual space. Your bedrooms became your new classrooms, sometimes cleverly disguised behind a virtual background, and you persevered in the face of such difficult circumstances. You embodied resilience. You turned your setbacks into comebacks. And this is something that I hope you will take with you as you prepare for your next journey in life. However, I think that an even more important message that the pandemic has shown us is a little more subtle. For example, in my own experiences at Stanford, the pandemic turned almost all classes virtual. And although this was, of course, disappointing, what I soon realized was that this virtual format allowed for so much more flexibility in my schedule. So although I was pretty set on pursuing medicine at Stanford, I experimented with a whole variety of different classes. In addition to taking my pre-med classes like biology, chemistry, and math, I sampled engineering design, persuasive writing, artificial intelligence, psychology, and even rocket science, which turned out to be a total blast, pun intended. So even though I am now somewhat ironically less certain about what I want to do in the future, exploring all of those different subject areas exposed me to many new fields and interests that I would have never thought I might pursue, and introduced me to some of my closest friends today. Ultimately, as you now graduate from QLS and start on your next adventure, I encourage you to constantly try new things and challenge yourself by stepping outside of your comfort zone. You might discover that you find new interests, career paths, and some amazing friendships along the way. However, beyond just passively trying to explore, be stubborn in your love for exploration. The pandemic has provided us with a unique opportunity to foster the development of new hobbies and interests. But it's up to us to make a constant effort to stay curious. This spirit of staying curious and being a lifelong learner is embodied in the QLS motto. And my hope is that this key attribute of Quarry Lane continues to stay with you even as you leave the supportive, sheltered world of QLS. As you move on to exciting new adventures, I hope that you continue to apply the perspectives, knowledge, and skills gained at Quarry Lane throughout your life, even in unexpected ways. I certainly have. As I learned about Kepler and Tycho Brahe in my rocket science class, I found myself reminded of Dr. Montgomery's AP Euro discussion of the scientific revolution. Who would have thought that discussing medical disparities in my global healthcare class would remind me of Señora Salamanca's IB Spanish, Congreso de Medicina, and applying calculus and linear algebra from Mr. Squee and Dr. Pham has been incredibly useful in my artificial intelligence class. And the list just goes on. I have been so fortunate to have had such amazing QLS teachers who taught me lessons that I continue to cherish and apply every day. Every single member of the QLS community has touched our lives in some way during our time here. And as you leave your legacy at Quarry Lane, I hope that you continue to stay resilient and curious and carry with you a small piece of Quarry Lane wherever you go next. Because once a cougar, always a cougar.